All right, everybody, buckle up. Want to know where the really smart money's going these days?
I'd say we're about to find out.
Today's deep dive, we're going deep into the world of startup funding.
Music to my ears.
But not just any startups. These are the folks tackling environmental tech and those making enterprise software sing.
Ah, the game changers.
We're talking about companies who raked in the big investments between July 8th and July 22nd. And let me tell you, some of these figures, whoa, they're going to surprise you.
Eye-popping, some might say.
That's why you're here. Expert speaker is walking us through not just who got funded, but the why behind it all. Like, what does it all mean?
It's like peeking into the future, isn't it? Seeing what's getting investors excited, what problems they're most eager to solve.
And to guide our journey, we've got the Bearhug Recruiting weekly funding recap. They're practically talent scouts for these startups.
Oh, they definitely know what's hot and what's not in that world.
So they've got their finger on the pulse for sure.
Think of it like a curated list of companies that have really caught investors' eyes. It's a goldmine for spotting trends early on.
Okay, I'm ready to dig in. Where do we even start with all this funding news?
Well, to see where the future's headed, gotta look at those just starting out. Seed funding rounds, that's where you see the trends bubbling up. Take, for instance, Neva. They're all about using AI, but for streamlining business identity verification.
So cutting down on fraud, making compliance less of a headache.
Exactly. And they just snagged $3.3 million to do it.
Okay, but AI's everywhere now, right? What makes Neva different?
Here's the kicker. That investment, led by Google's AI-focused venture fund.
Oh, wow, that's like...
It's like getting a stamp of approval from the AI masters themselves. Tells you they see something special in Neva's approach.
serious vote of confidence right there. So it's not just about using AI, it's about using it in a way that turns heads.
Exactly. Then there's NoDAFA. They're all cloud-based, bringing some much-needed efficiency to facility operations. Just secured $3.5 million to help industries, think biotech, manufacturing, you name it, prevent problems before they happen.
So less uh-oh moments, more smooth sailing.
100%. Imagine preventing those equipment breakdowns, streamlining all that maintenance, optimizing everything for peak performance, all through their cloud platform.
That's appealing to a lot of different types of businesses, not just one specific industry. Makes you wonder, though, are investors looking at the bigger picture these days, like sustainability?
What a great question, and I think the answer is a resounding yes. Increasingly, investors are realizing that sustainability isn't just good ethics, it's good business.
So it's not just about profit anymore, but also making a positive impact.
You got it. And a great example of that is a company called Scalar, ESG decision-making platform specifically for real estate. Just raised a cool $10 million in Series A funding.
Now, I know some of our listeners are deep in this world, but for those who aren't, what does the Series A round even tell us?
It's a big step. Means they're past that initial proof of concept phase and ready to really scale things up. Investors are willing to bet bigger sums because they see that potential for growth. And in Scalar's case, they see a way to make the real estate industry, which, let's face it, has a big environmental footprint, more sustainable.
So they're not just building companies, they're building a better future, too.
You know, it's not just about making buildings greener, it's about shifting how a whole industry operates.
Right, exactly.
But Scalar, they're not the only ones turning heads with tech.
Oh, yeah?
Standard Bots, they're making waves in AI-powered robotics and just raked in a hefty $63 million in their Series B funding round.
Okay, now that's a jump from Series A. What's driving all this investment?
It points to a bigger trend, actually the democratization of automation.
Democratization, interesting.
See, Standard Bots, they're making AI-powered robots, not just for the big guys, but for businesses of all sizes.
Oh, wow.
Even smaller companies can automate tasks now, boosting efficiency, freeing up people for more strategic work.
All right, so less about replacing jobs, more about, like, changing how we work.
Exactly. It's about giving everyone those tools that used to be out of reach.
Makes you wonder what they'll come up with next, right?
Speaking of empowering, have you heard of Gym Desk?
Gym desk.
They're proving the boutique fitness world is far from fading away. They just got themselves a cool $32 million in private equity investment.
Now that's interesting, especially with so many people working out at home these days.
It all comes down to experience. Gym Desk provides business management software, tailored for gyms and fitness studios, helps them streamline everything, memberships, marketing, you name it.
So they can focus on what they're good at.
Yep. Creating that community feel, that personalized fitness experience that's tough to get at home.
You can't argue with that. Okay, for our techies out there, we've got to talk about Fireworks AI.
Oh, yeah, they're on fire, all right.
They just raised $52 million, and their valuation, whoa, it's over $500 million.
Not surprising when you hear what they're building.
Lay it on us.
An AI inference engine changes the game for developers.
Okay, for those of us who need it broken down, what is an AI inference engine, and why is it such a big deal?
It's all about speed, efficiency. Think of it like this engine helps developers take those trained AI models, the prototypes, and turn them into real-world applications, but fast.
So they can keep up with how fast AI is moving.
Exactly. In the AI world, speed is key. This is a game changer, faster innovation, quicker delivery of AI solutions.
They're giving developers the tools to stay ahead of the curve.
Precisely. But it's not just about speed. It's also about making sense of all the data out there, right? That's where Soda comes in.
Data everywhere, but is it any good?
They're tackling data quality head-on, just got $14 million to make it happen.
Good for them, because bad data, that's a headache no one needs.
It's getting more important than ever. Soda helps businesses make sure the data they're using to make decisions, it's reliable, it's accurate.
Because you can't make good choices with bad information.
Exactly. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
100%. All right, switching gears a bit from the digital to the, well, very real.
To the planet we depend on.
Exactly. Switterco, now this is a company to watch. They're taking on water treatment. With a pretty unique filtration technology, just raised a massive $58.4 million to scale their impact.
Impressive, right?
Clean water is always a hot topic, but what makes Switterco different?
They're using something called switterionic membranes.
Say that 3 times fast.
It's a mouthful, but these membranes, they're incredibly good at filtering out even the tiniest contaminants.
Really?
Oh yeah, makes them perfect for all sorts of water treatment. And what's more, they're tough, long-lasting, which is a big deal in the filtration world.
So it's not just about cleaning the water, it's about doing it efficiently, sustainably.
You got it. This has huge implications, from safe drinking water to treating industrial wastewater.
It's incredible to see this kind of tech being used for such a fundamental need.
It really is. And they're not alone CUVA systems. They're making waves, too, this time in methane emissions monitoring.
Yeah.
Just got $8.7 million in funding. Their focus on the oil and gas industry is particularly noteworthy.
Interesting, because that's not usually where we see a ton of, green tech focus.
Precisely. But methane, it's a major greenhouse gas, and CUVA Systems is developing some really cool ways to monitor and ultimately reduce those emissions, even in industries that, let's face it, haven't always been the greenest.
Right, right.
They're using special cameras that can actually visualize methane leaks.
Wow, so they can see what was invisible before.
Exactly. Makes it much easier to pinpoint those leaks and, importantly, fix them quickly and effectively.
So it's like they're giving these industries X-ray vision for a problem they couldn't see before.
That's a great way to put it. And that kind of transparency, that accountability, it's going to be essential for reducing methane emissions globally because, let's be honest, we often don't fix what we don't see.
Yeah, it's like they're shining a light on those hidden emissions and giving those companies the power to do something about it.
Exactly. It just goes to show technology isn't just about dreaming up those futuristic solutions. It's about using them, putting them to work on the problems that affect us all, you know?
Absolutely. And speaking of futuristic solutions, we can't wrap up this funding recap without talking about skilled AI. They're developing something right out of science fiction, a general-purpose brain for robots.
No, that's a mouthful.
It is. And they just got a jaw-dropping $300 million to make it happen.
Wow. That's not just a vote of confidence. That's a whole declaration of trust from those investors.
Right. So they see huge potential in skilled AI's work.
For sure. Imagine robots that don't just do what they're programmed for, but robots that learn, that adapt to new tasks, new environments, almost like we do.
Like they can think on their feet a little.
Exactly. It's not about robots replacing us. It's about robots working with us, enhancing what we can do, helping us solve those big, complicated problems in ways we haven't even thought of yet.
So robots getting smarter, not just stronger.
That's the idea. But $300 million, that's a serious chunk of change. What does that tell us about how investors feel about this kind of cutting-edge tech?
That's a good point. It's got to be more than just a cool idea at this point.
Oh, absolutely. Investors are all in on the future of robotics and AI, especially when you combine them like this. And it's not just Silicon Valley taking notice. Skilled AI has even caught the eye of, get this, Jeff Bezos.
No way, Mr. I'll build a robot army himself.
The one and only. He's known for, well, having an interest in where technology's going, and robotics especially.
So when someone like him puts their money behind a company like Skilled AI, That's got to mean something.
Oh, it's a big deal. Reinforces that we're at the edge of something new with robotics and AI, where they're going to play a bigger and bigger role in our lives in solving the world's toughest problems.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you think, what will they think of next,
Well,
right?
I know, right?
Well, that was a whirlwind tour of startup funding, from AI robots to clean water solutions. These companies are facing some big, exciting challenges and opportunities. And what's clear is it's not just about the technology. It's about using it to build a better, more sustainable future.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Now, we want to hear from you, our listeners. Which companies stood out to you? What future innovations are you most excited about? Let us know. We're all on this journey of discovery together. And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.